Hey guys, Andrew here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over a topic which a lot of people with tax debt issues or IRS problems may have in common, and it's bookkeeping. Yes, bookkeeping. It's one of those unnecessary evils that it's important for not only like if you have tax debt problems, but as a for being accountable to yourself or your business. Bookkeeping is a really important subject in hand. So before we really dive into it, let's explain what kind of bookkeeping is. So in layman's terms, I would say bookkeeping is keeping track of your income coming in and your expenses going out. And that's for personal and business use, right? So I'm going to give you a couple strategies for you, especially if those with those IRS issues or FTB issues, what to do before we really get into the tax resolution kind of like phases on how to handle things. So this is things that you can do before you start negotiating with the IRS or the FTB. If you have like 1 year of tax debt and you don't really need a lot of help, you can probably get it done yourself. Maybe it's just as simple as building an Excel document. Excel document showing the dates or each purchase stuff. Maybe go through old bank statements or old credit card statements, seeing where all your expenses line up and just putting in an Excel document. Hey, I took money out here, I spent it on here, this was a business use purpose, and just putting it all in an Excel document. But as you start having more and more tax debt, especially from like previous years, it might be easier just to hire someone out, right? So there are a couple programs, you may have heard of it before here, that specialize in bookkeeping services. We're going to go to Window, Bookkeeping, Share. So should be able to see this, but there are a lot of bookkeeping programs out there. So here's Intuit, QuickBooks. They have 3 separate plans. And basically, they're going to do a lot of the labeling for you, showing you how much, or showing you a list of all of their income and expenses, all labeled for you. You might have to do some editing in there, but there are software out there that does this stuff for you, right? Bench, they are an accounting group that will do basically everything for you. A little bit bigger of a price tag, but if you're, let's just say if you're a larger business and you have a lot of transactions and you think hiring will make, I guess, the process more smoother for you, hiring out might be better for you. Of course, there's other bookkeeping softwares like, I guess, Xero. A lot of subscribers for them. And looks like they're around the same price. Yeah, about around the same price as QuickBooks here. And there's another program. It's called Wave. By the way, this video isn't sponsored, so I'm not getting paid for sharing this with you. Another program that I use personally is Rocket Money, which is like a phone app. Tracks everything, personal income, expenses going out. Just to see, I think the program was meant for people to see like how many subscriptions they have, because a lot of people don't know that. But again, keeping track of all your expenses is going to be important, because why? When you have tax issues, we're going to eventually have to go into tax compliance, right? And tax compliance is where we're going to have to go back and file some old tax returns up to 6 years. So with that, we want to make sure we can deduct all your business expenses for your tax return, because that's going to save you a lot of money, especially with the interest and penalties that add up. So let's break down to like some simple steps for you to follow in order to solve these bookkeeping issues. So step 1, very important, gather your records. So this includes financial statements, bank statements, credit card statements, receipts, invoices, anything that shows money coming in and coming out, especially for each one of those years. Use technology. So like I showed you, those accounting softwares might make this easier for you, which would be step 2. Step 3, reconstruct missing records. So if you are missing some documents, there might be a strategy there for you, and it's called the Cohan Rule. Let me explain that a little bit more. The Cohan Rule basically allows you to estimate your expenses that you don't have records for. And it's based off this entertainer who didn't really keep accurate records. And the IRS will allow you to estimate your expenses as long as they're reasonable. So let's just say like I made $100,000 in a year for my business, but I have $300,000 worth of expenses. It doesn't make much sense, right? That's an extreme example, but it needs to make sense for your business. So let's just say I'm an accountant and I spent, let's just say 50 grand on a vehicle. Okay, why would a vehicle require $50,000 for an accountant? I work from an office and I don't really need to go anywhere. I don't meet clients out elsewhere, so it doesn't make much sense. Same is true for a lot of different other industries. So that would be step number 3, reconstructing your missing records. Step 4 is once you're caught up, you got to set up a system. And that's could be like a weekly time where you, or a monthly time where you go into your systems, either those apps I showed you or your Excel document or whatever, and labeling your expenses, income, making sure it's all up to date. Why? Because you don't want to come tax season and you're giving your accountant, your CPA, your EA, or whoever does your taxes a bunch of receipts and tell them, hey, figure it out. You don't want to do that. Tax professionals aren't going to do that, or else they're going to charge a premium to do the bookkeeping for you, right? So that brings us to step number 5, get help if needed. There are bookkeepers out there, one through the apps I showed you, or people who just specialize in bookkeeping. I know some enrolled agents who just specialize in bookkeeping, or CPAs, or for example. Again, it's probably going to cost a bit more, so I advise to do it on a weekly and monthly basis by yourself. So I know if you have tax debt or IRS tax debt issues, it's not easy, and I know it's hard to, I guess, take the first steps, especially asking help. But this is one of those steps that you can do by yourself before you start asking for help, and it might make the process a little bit easier for everyone. So if you find this channel helpful, please like, subscribe, so I know that this is helping you. This is free content. I don't make money off of this. This is just me sharing experience and expertise and what I do. Comment down below. Let me know like what kind of bookkeeping strategies that you use. Like and subscribe if you find this helpful, or visit my website, andrewsamaniego.com, if you want any more information on how to solve these issues. Let me know in the comments what other topics you want me to cover. I'm going to kind of go through each kind of like phase and step of the tax resolution process, so you are more aware and more, I guess, financially savvy, so you can tackle these issues head on. So like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.